What is the best barrel-proof bourbon? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. And as you can see, we have a guest on the channel for the second time. This is
Andrew.
Andrew has been getting into bourbon a little bit more lately, and well, he was lucky enough to acquire a bottle of Russels 13 that we cracked open a couple weeks ago. This is the batch 4, and it's pretty darn good stuff. I know a lot of people are saying that it's not the best batch release, but we cracked it open and we thought it was pretty delicious. But we wanted to know, out of 4 different distilleries, which one would come out on top. So as you can see, we have 4 different barrel strength bottles of bourbon on the shelf. We've got my favorite at the moment, Colonel E.H. Taylor Batch 10. This one is bottled at 63.65% alcohol, which is 127.3 proof. And then, if you've been with the channel for a while, we've got the Larceny Batch C922, bottled at 126.6 proof. These are the 2 bottles that I brought. He brought those 2 bottles, and he's going to let you know what those are.
So this is the Old Forester single barrel strength. This is an Adelphia store pick. 63.05, very precise, percent alcohol, 126.1 proof. And this is, like Nathan said before, the Russels Reserve 13. Bottled at 114.8 proof, and that rounds out our 4.
That rounds them out. The Russels is definitely the lightest in the proof, but the proof isn't always in the pudding. So we are going to go through these. My wife poured these blind for us. Each letter is the same, so we have A, B, C, and D. I would imagine our rankings is going to be a little bit different, but who knows, they could be the exact same. So as always, we're going to nose these, blind them through for the first time, give you our thoughts, and then fast forward through the second part and give you the rankings that we see fit. So without further ado, let's get in the glass A here and see what this one's all about.
Let's do it.
But I get a little cinnamon too. I like that nose a lot. It's complex.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet.
It's very, very sweet.
It doesn't overwhelm
No, not at
your
all.
nose.
You can really stick your nose deep in there. If you guys enjoy this content, like always, make sure you drop that like. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, because at 5,000 subscribers, as always, Bottle of Blends can be yours. All you got to do is hit that like. And I would also really like to open that Pappy up there. That's at 5,000 subscribers as well, so I'll be giving you guys a review of that bad boy as well. But make sure you hit that like, drop that subscribe, and leave a comment down below on which one you think out of these 4 will win this competition. But I like that a lot. I'm getting in the palate. Oh, that's delicious. It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of an oak characteristic that comes through on there. But it's very, like, not maple syrup, but maple.
Yeah.
It's woody, but it's not like overpowering oak. It's like a sweeter wood.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Balanced too.
Very balanced. There's nothing that like is bitter on that tail end of the finish either. It's just super sweet, super rounded off. I like that a lot.
And this is, I mean, for me anyway, this is the first bourbon of the day, so the fact that we know these are all pretty proofy, but the fact that it doesn't blow
Of course.
throat away,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
That is for sure. He just got back from Portugal, which is pretty cool.
Not a lot of bourbon.
Not a lot of bourbon. He got me a bottle, but if you can see it on the shelf, you can see it. But if you can't, you'll find out on the bourbon haul later in the month. If you know, you know. But yeah, Glass A, definitely a good one. But I'm ready to get back into Glass B and see if it's better than A. Much different nose.
Yeah.
Like
A lot different.
super, super like dark, rich. This one is like super bright, and like I get a little bit of like a berryness, a little touch of like a birthday cake too. It's a very more warm sweetness.
Yeah, definitely not as pronounced as that.
No, not at all. Much different. Much different.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's very like robust towards the back end of the palate, would you say? Like initially there's not a whole lot, but then it rounds out big time.
Yeah, the initial palate there's nothing. Mid palate it starts to warm up a little bit, but then on that tail end going into the finish, you get a lot of that sweetness that comes through, but it also for me has a touch of like a bitterness on the edge of my tongue that I did not get on the first glass. That makes me not say it's bad, but I think the first glass, A, in my opinion, right off of the bat, is a little bit better than B. Yeah, I think A is definitely a little bit better than B, but it's not bad whatsoever. You agreeing right now?
No, not at all. I would agree with you though.
Yeah?
Yeah, B's not bad at all, but the flavors are definitely way more balanced with A.
All right, I am ready to get into glass C here. Oh, wow. I get a little butterscotch off of that. Butterscotch and honey.
I'm always amazed you can pick those out so easily. Uneducated palate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the butterscotch after you say it.
I like this nose the most so far. I like that nose a lot. It's a very like candy sweetness.
Yeah.
Whereas you had that rich sweetness, you had that light, bright sweetness. This is a very candy forward sweetness on the nose compared to these two. Yeah, light and bright like that one. Wow. That go back into glass 2 and tell me you don't get like red hots.
Yeah, totally.
Totally red hots, right? Yeah, that's very interesting.
Cinnamony.
Going back and forth, you find different things, which
I don't know if I would have placed it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a red hot candy off of that glass 2. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
But 3 is definitely butterscotchy.
3's
like a Werther's.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready to get in the palate. Cheers.
Immediately so oily, no?
Very.
Like way different from the first two.
Way different. I don't know if it's because our palates are getting acclimated to the higher proofer, but it's definitely not like punching. So my initial instinct is to say that it's the Russels, but it could also be that our palate is acclimated to these higher proofers that you're just not getting that burn that you were getting off of, like glass 1 didn't have a lot of burn, but 2 had a little bit more burn.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it could go either way. Could go absolutely either way. But I like the nose on 3. And like you said, oily, a little viscous. But
yeah, that's good. I like 3 a lot.
I like it a lot. But I think I still like 1 the best.
1 the best?
I do.
3 is the winner for me so far.
So far, 3 is the winner? Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. It's not as complex, I don't think. Like, I think, but that's also, like, some people like that non-complexity, you know? They're not searching for all of those flavors that are in there, you know? Like, it's not a one-note wonder like I always talk about Benchmark being, but it doesn't have the complexity that makes your tongue go wild and twist up and try and find all the different, like, nuances of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
But, it's gonna D. I'm just gonna go off the bat and just guess this is the E.H. Taylor. I'm gonna take a guess and just say
What's leading you that way?
I just get a lot of cherry.
Yeah.
Get a lot of cherry. It's got a Buffalo Trace nose. But at the end of the day, I also find like Old Forester and Buffalo Trace products like collide.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Like it's got a little woodiness in there, but it's sweet right off of the nose.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Reminds me a little bit of Stag Junior.
Yeah. And if it reminds you of Stag Junior, it's probably the E.H. Taylor, yeah. Cheers.
That's good.
That's really good. That's really good.
That, yeah.
I think that kind of if this were to end right now, I'd give.
That would probably win.
That would win. That would.
Yeah.
Definitely win without going back and forth for another time, fast forwarding, so you guys don't get blind, get bored of this blind. But that right there, just a flavor punch right to the mouth.
Right, and it revolves.
It does.
As it goes down your tongue.
It's still going. It is still going.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
And there's not really, I mean, again, it's probably because we went through 3 already, but there's not really any
there's
burn.
no burn whatsoever going down on this one. That's a delicious sip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very warm inside after that one.
It's a very happy sip. It's a very, very happy sip. But as always, like you guys know, we are going to fast forward through the left to right, put them in the order that we are happy with on which ones we think is going to come in first, second, third, and fourth. And see you guys at the end there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our lineup, and I think we only have one slight difference. C and D stayed the same for us. A and B stayed the same for him, so he kept them in the order that he had them. I just swapped A and B. D, in my opinion, was just leaps and bounds flavor profile, better than the rest. Nosing, I mean, obviously nosing isn't how you enjoy your bourbon, but everybody likes to smell it. It wasn't the best nose. I think that the best nose was A. I think you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah.
A
So,
was the best nose.
without further ado, let's find out what your fourth was, which is my third. So go ahead and lift up that glass.
So fourth I had A.
Fourth you had A. So let's see, what is A?
Old Forester single
Old
barrel.
Forester single barrel was your fourth, which was my third.
Okay.
In third place, which was... No. This was, what? A?
Yeah.
So you're third place.
That was
you're
my
last.
fourth. That was my fourth.
You're last. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
last, which is my
You're
third.
third.
But my fourth, which is his third, was B.
B.
And B was Larceny.
Ooh.
So these two came in third, fourth. All right.
Which is sort of the, well, we thought, do you want to share that yet or no?
What?
What we originally thought. That A
Yes.
was Larceny.
Yes, we thought originally that A was Larceny.
Yeah.
And, but going back, now going into these two here, we both thought that B, because of it being a lower proof, could possibly be the lower proof, which is the Russels. And we're going to find out right now which one came in. I know you always want to know what came in first, but we're going to find out what came in second place. For both of us was C.
C.
And that is
The Russells.
the Russels, which means the winner out of these four for both of us is Distillery Barrel Proof.
There you have it.
Wow.
I guess that's probably what you. Maybe that's what you would hope. I don't know if that's what you'd expect or hope.
Yeah.
But this surprise. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of this one, so that's
We both are.
just a
We
little
both. I
bit.
mean, we both have that bottle. You brought his because mine's getting a little low.
Gotta use something up.
And it's like the Larceny was the bourbon of the year last year. It won it all.
No slouches here.
No slouches here. All heavy hitters. But nonetheless, the wedding port coming in first place for both of us. Yet again in blinds.
Not too shabby.
It hasn't met its match yet. It has not met its match. Now it's only been in a couple, but I'd like to find that bottle that will put it in its place.
It is nice though to put it up against these because
Yes.
if it continues to get first and all that. Like, I don't know. I think putting it up against the reserve is a nice test, even though it's lower proof. But like, there's a lot of hype around the spot.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you would. Everybody is always like age.
Yeah.
But you have a 13-year aged bourbon there going up against something that's roughly 6 years, and the 6 years coming out on top. Now, granted, everything here is a completely different mash bill, all different proof points, but nonetheless, I mean, everything is everybody has their own preference, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
It's subjective.
We both picked the aged tailor to come out on top, and I guess it has something to say about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, holds up.
We gotta do this more often.
Yeah, we should.
This is fun.
This was good.
A lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys want to see more of him, leave a like down below. Let me know in the comment section. But until next time, this has been Nathan and Andrew with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.